Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Artem, and in today's video we'll discuss how to switch from the mode of consumption to the mode of creation, which is a very interesting topic. I'm sure most of you are interested in this, so stay with me. First of all, let's say there comes a moment in every person's life when an individual understands that no matter how much he will consume, how much he will watch porn, smoke, drink, or scroll on the internet, he will never be fully satisfied with that. There will be always something to fill this kind of emptiness that you're trying to fill, but you're never fully satisfied. Maybe just temporarily, but never permanently. And this is the problem here. And if you already came to this realization, this is the first step to break this trap of consumption. So you are on the right track. Every single month, every single week, I was making a commitment to a better new lifestyle in my life. But then I just fell off. I got back to my old bad habits. I was just drifting between them. And it's just because I didn't know something. Indulgence and quick dopamine feels comforting. It feels pleasant, but just for a moment. But at the same time, you have the feeling that something is higher and deeper within you is neglected and abandoned. This is your higher potential. And after I realized that I will never be fully satisfied with these shortcuts, every act of indulgence felt to me from that moment, it felt to me like robbing myself of my better future, of the life of my dream. I was secretly and quietly stealing not just the part of my time, but also the part of my identity that could have been built during the time when I was committing to my old bad habits. Part of your identity that cannot be gotten back, that cannot be returned to you, that cannot be rebuilt. It feels literally like something is dying within you. You choose your bad one and invest in this, and the more time you spend investing in your bad identity, the more it governs you, the more it dictates and commands your future, your present, and most importantly, your behavior and even the thoughts that you're thinking. And when it becomes so deeply rooted into your subconscious, it starts commanding your life. It starts governing your future, your present, and then you just can't break it because it's so deeply rooted into your subconscious. So it became you. This is why bad habits are powerful. This is why addictions are powerful, and many people ruin their lives because of them. So after this realization, you understand you want to live the full of life, you want to really fulfill your potential and really achieve your dreams. You want to be the best version of yourself and really become who you want to be. The only way through is through changing your behaviors, changing your habits, and after you got it, you start doing that automatically without even trying to force yourself to do that, without pushing yourself forward. You simply do that. You start exercising not because you want to be admired for your body, but because you know that you want to be healthy. You want to have physical health, you want to have mental health, you want to have this kind of energy for fulfilling your dreams and creating something in your life. This is why you start exercising, because you want to build something. You stop scrolling because it's just wasting your time. But instead, you start absorbing the content that aligns with your values and your core beliefs. What do you like? What do you adore? What do you admire? What do you respect? You are enjoying the content, but at the same time, you're liberating your mind and educating yourself, for example, through listening podcasts or what else? Learning new skills. You're listening to some motivational speeches or some psychological lectures. And obviously, you stop smoking, drinking, or watching porn simply because every single time you do this, you're quietly stealing something from your life. And generally, your life improves just significantly. You just feel more motivation and more energy for completing your mission, accomplishing your goals, and getting your chores done. Simply because just remember all those times when I felt tired, exhausted, or drained. You thought, oh my god, I'm just tired, I'm exhausted, and I didn't want to do that because I got tired. But it's not reality. But in reality, most of the times when I felt tired, my body just was simply overexposed and my mind was overstimulated with substances, with scrolling, with all this information that we're constantly bombarded with. And this is the problem. This is the reason why we feel tired and unmotivated. Because like it or not, but we have some certain level of dopamine in our body, and it should be released either through unhealthy ways or either through healthy ways. And every single time when you commit to junk, you release this dopamine through unhealthy ways that leads you to nowhere. And therefore, then you feel satisfied, but it is a lie that your brain is telling you. And you also can fulfill the same goal and get the same dopamine through hard work, through going to the gym, through helping somebody, through doing something helpful and really meaningful to yourself. So in other words, we either waste our resource and our potential on junk, something foolish and something like, pointless that leads us to nowhere and makes us only dumber and weaker. Or on the other hand, we can spend this potential, this resource available to us on something meaningful, something great, to improve our society, this world. We can become richer, sharper, stronger, water something down, something that we love, that we have a passion for. We can do anything with our resources. It is just a matter of a price, of our attitude towards it, whether we waste it or we invest it. And someone might say, but Artem, this is not freedom. This is not how life is supposed to be lived. Like I want to feel pleasure, I want to feel comfortable, a little bit indulgence, I want to chill out, relax after a difficult day, blah, blah, blah. And I'll tell you, my friend, the moment when you can choose your habits and your behaviors consciously, without being addicted to them, without being in this trap of consumption, the moment when you can choose consciously with awareness what do you like to do, and when you learn what kind of habits serve you and what kind of habits just destroy you, you can choose between them. And this is where when you get the real freedom, real influence, real authority over your own mind, over your own dopamine system. Because when you cannot choose consciously what you like and what you ready to choose and what serves you and what doesn't, you are definitely a slave to your own mind. So many times I told myself, I can, but I returned to the same habit, the same behavior, so I never made it long enough to see the result. And right now I just want to challenge myself to make it far enough, to make it long enough to see how my life will change, like an experiment. Try to take an experiment, because new experiences are always interesting and fun to watch. This mentality is good because when I feel angry, frustrated, sad, or, miserable about something, and what is your coping mechanism, your old coping mechanism? Quick fix, quick dopamine, instant gratification. That was my old coping mechanism that I practiced. But once you install this new mentality, this new mode of creation, you do it like the new way. You just, when you feel angry, frustrated, upset, miserable about something, you don't chase quick fixes. You just go, for example, to the gym and train until you sweat and you're just exhausted. Or you go and make some progress in terms of your project, your dream, your new beginning, whatever. This way you literally rewire your brain, because you teach it not to chase A's but to work hard, to get a reward, to real reward. And it feels much more pleasant, much more better. This is the way I want to live my life. I want to be proud of myself. I want to feel good. You stop pushing yourself to work. You stop forcing this effort. It feels natural. You build momentum, because when it feels sad, you just need to go to work and make some progress, and you're simply living your life, and all great outcomes are disappearing on your way because they are just a byproduct of your natural movement. You no longer try to be disciplined, you are, because it feels pleasant. So I got the same dopamine, the same for my body, but a completely different outcome. So I'm satisfied, but the work is done. This is how you stabilize your mood and learn self-regulation. This is how you really fall in love with things that you love, because you really can surround yourself with things that you love. For example, content creation, music creation, helping some people, reading high-quality books, going to the gym. Literally surround yourself with things that you adore and love, and then simply build your life around these things. And probably along the way you will feel resistance, like a lot. You will feel tough times, adversity will come, and I really want to warn you, because I've been in this situation many times. I was in the process, really doing great, breaking my old bad habits and patterns, but suddenly pressure appeared, adversity ahead, and I returned to my old patterns. And this is how you can be stuck in this circle like for many years and even decades. Some people even ruin their lives because of this. So when pressure appears, when adversity hits, do not numb the feeling. Stand tall, chest forward, and simply move forward. Embrace. We should embrace everything that we have to face. Like, we're about to face many things, and let's just embrace them. It is not superstition. Let's break it down from the scientific way, from the scientific perspective. You can't tolerate some certain emotion, some certain feelings, and your nervous system is not adapt to that kind of situation, that type of stress. And you learn how to build tolerance to that certain situation, that certain problem for years. And only then you make some progress and take this little step towards your personal growth. So you were going in circles, and just in 5 years later, your body learned how to tolerate that situation, how to withstand that, and how to cope with that. So don't waste 5 years on that learning. Make your nervous system, make your body learn how to fight it and win against this stress for the first time when this stressful situation appeared. So when you feel at your lowest, just be more positive, just a little bit more optimistic, a little bit more hopeful, and smile. Find something to be grateful for and keep going, regardless of what you feel. And exactly in such moments when we show our bravery, strength, and courage to move forward instead of cowardice, instead of running away from the reality and escaping reality, this is where the real depth starts forming within our souls, because you feel sad, frustrated, and really at your lowest, and you still find joy, satisfaction, and fulfillment within yourself in the place that you didn't know before existed, in this place that you didn't know about before. So before you felt that emptiness and you tried to avoid it, to fill it with the substances, with scrolling, with something else, right now from the same emptiness you get this sense of contentment, this sense of fulfillment, and it strikes you with awe, really, man. Something that I really love about that, something that I really love about the mode of creation. So your depth on the other side of your emptiness. It's a really good point, really. And thank you for watching this video. I'll be ending it at this point, and my final word that I'll say to you, just do what you love. Surround yourself with things that you love to do, that you have a passion for, and create. Build something. Be a creator, not a consumer. Just enjoy this life and live the full of life. Be happy, grateful, and peaceful as much as you can. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.